It's time for another installment of the Scale Drift Project. This time, we figure out how to control 8 channels with a pistol grip radio. I start my first coat of what will be my mold for the rear window vacuum form. We open some doors using magic. I sand, and then sand some more. K-pop lays down on the job. First coat of paint on the RX-7. My original plan was to use this. This is an aircraft remote, which dazzles us with its assortment of knobs, switches, and buttons. You should flip that switch again, all of which are pointless when in mid-drift. I need 6 channels, throttle, steering, 1 for each of the doors, 1 for the headlights, and 1 for the turn signals. I don't want them to blink when I steer. I'd rather control them from a button. After Googling all up in this mother, I found a very cheap solution to all my channel problems. Here we have the GT3V FlySky pistol grip radio. With its stock firmware, it's a 3-channel simplistic budget radio. But through the glory of the internet and a few clever electrical dicks who rewrote the firmware, we now have a very capable, programmable radio. First thing I needed was to solder a 4-pin header on the radio's circuit board. Then I ordered an ST-Link version 2 programmer off eBay for a cold $7 shipped to my door. This programmer will allow me to flash the onboard firmware with an open source version of code called PSX. What does this firmware unlock, you ask? 8 channels, 15 model memory, sub-trims, channel speed, 4-wheel steer, dual ESC mixing, multi-position switches, key mapping, calibration, and much, much more. So after a lot of sweating, a lot of menu hopping, I finally got all the channels working. Pure sweetness. The rear glass is a huge pain in my ass. Here I am applying thick layers of latex goop to the rear glass I made from plasticine. The goal is to make a plaster mold strong enough to withstand vacuum forming. God, I love doing things twice. The doors open and close through the use of serious wizard magic. Tiny micro servos hot glued with clever whimsical problem solving and a touch of push rod. That's it for this episode of the Scale Drift Project. If you look close, you may see the fresh coat of shiny white paint. K-pop out.